Yeah, that's really nice, eh? Jeez. Wow.
Detailing this thing.
And the inside, they'll turn you blue, you know?
Yeah, no, well, in G scale, you can do.
Yeah, you can do it anyway.
It's just a little bit bigger.
This is F even.
Oh, this is F?
F, yeah. This is
oh,
F.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's even worse.
Yeah. No, it's the modeling in there.
It's unbelievable.
Amazing.
But, you know, you get all this stuff available, you know? That's the whole point behind it.
Yeah. What is it, 148? Or 124,
I haven't got a clue, you know. I stopped at 187.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, you know, is amazing stuff.
It's quite
yeah, it's really nice.
I think you spend a day just photographing.
Yeah, well, just inside there.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole other
but
stuff
what they've got down is the painting techniques.
Yeah.
Just masterful.
Well, Dave has got a CD on a DVD actually on painting figures.
On how he does it.
And one of the scenes over there is on that where the guys are playing cards and stuff.
Yeah. He's got a DVD on how he did that.
You really like that one, eh?
Yeah, I took a
You think we're going to change scales? Are you guys going to make stuff for that?
We get asked enough times.
Yeah. Well, guess what? We got you on candid camera.
Yes, it's coming soon.
Coming soon. Cool.
That's the number one question.
You got to watch guys with microphones.
Yeah.
You know? Hi, this is Les Holmes at the Narrow Gauge 30th Anniversary Convention in St. Louis. I'm with Jim Hopes, and we're here in front of a fantastic looking layout. Jim, tell me about this layout. What's the scale on this thing? This is gigantic.
I'm sure it appears gigantic. The scale is actually FN3. It's F scale in narrow gauge, so you got the FN3. The actual scale is 1 to 20.3.
Okay.
So if you think about the rails, actually the distance between the rail heads is 45 millimeters, which is the same as you would see in G scale. A lot of people use outdoors.
Like the outdoor stuff, right?
Exactly,
yeah,
right.
Okay, cool.
Except that our models are bigger. They're actually the scale of 1 to 20.3 gives you the true narrow gauge scale configuration.
Well, from what I've seen on this, it's just amazing that the amount of detail in this is just unbelievable. People and stuff in that other area, it's just fantastic. Now, is this a modular layout?
Yes.
Yeah, it is, eh?
It is indeed.
You actually move this thing around often?
Well, that's what people ask. How do you move this thing around?
Yeah.
And we do. What you don't see behind the curtain here, essentially, there's a lot of engineering that makes it easier for us to do that. You know, we've got about 22 modules at this point, and we also have developed big wood containers that are back there in the hallway by the loading dock, and they're all on wheels and casters. And so when we start to tear this thing down this afternoon, we take the backdrop and the lights down, the skirt, and then it separates in the individual modules. There's a shelf and a place for everything. Every square inch is used, and we brought it here from Tampa, Florida, in two 26-foot Penske trucks.
Is that right, eh?
Yes.
Speaking of backdrops, I'm looking at this. It's fantastic looking. Where'd you get this thing? You print it out on your home printer?
No, my home printer doesn't get pictures, so it doesn't print things quite that wide. There's actually a guy who does this named Hal who did it for us. I think it's Atlantic Scale Models.
Atlantic Scale. I think I've heard of them before.
Yeah, and essentially we flew him to Florida, which is where we're located. We have a building permanently for our layout. And so he saw what the layout looked like. We marked all the major scenic features, and he developed a grid on the computer. And then essentially we used different photographs, some that he had and some that we provided for the backdrop. And then he created I guess a draft, a full-size paper size that he printed out in color. We put it up, and then we saw where it needed to be tweaked and it needed to be adjusted. And then we had the final file he put together. I think it's 82 feet long.
My gosh. Is that right?
Yeah, and so then he had it printed, and it's on the same kind of half-mil plastic mylar that you'd have if you're doing like at any other convention, your company displaying your products.
Okay, I see.
Temporary setup.
Yeah, well, we do that also. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is just a fantastic layout. How many guys are involved in this? I mean, you must be at least 20.
8, actually.
8.
Yes, and now we're down to 7, unfortunately, because you may have heard Brian
Yes,
Nolan.
I have.
Yeah, was a member of our group. He just passed away about 3 weeks ago, so we miss him.
Yeah.
And a lot of his work is here, but there's now 7 of us, and so this has been coming together really over the past 6 years.
6 years, eh?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why we did it. We just a group of guys that came together in Tampa. We were actually members of the Tampa Garden Railway Society.
Okay.
But when we went to shows, we saw that in G scale, or in this larger scale, now 1 to 20.3, there wasn't really a modular out there that was done to scale with a lot of detail. And so we wanted to have something that would be different. And this is the first modular that I'm aware of that is completely to scale everywhere you go and with this amount of detail.
Well, I agree with you. It is different. Okay,
Yeah, it is different. It's kind of a monster in many ways. As big as it is, we wanted fine detail in every square inch. So we wanted to give people a lot of different things to look at. There are a lot of different scenes. I mean, people tell us they've been by 4 or 5 times, and every time they look below the trestle or in another scene, they see something they didn't see before.
It's just that you have a website.
Yes, we do.
You do. www.
It's sundancecentral.org.
Yeah, so
Sundance
people can go on that website and see part of this layout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate it. And this is just one fantastic layout.
Thank you, Les. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
This is Les Halmas at the Narrow Gauge 30th Anniversary Convention in St. Louis for MRH.
I can go chase him down if I need to.